over a 9-month period, I believe the Holy Spirit just started layering some things on me and pulling some things out of me. And I said, am I doing enough for you? And here's what I feel like the Holy Spirit said back. He said, Tim, where does ambition come from? And I went, huh? I asked if I was doing enough for you. He said, yes. Where does ambition come from? And I said, well, that depends. It depends on if it's good or bad ambition. You know, if it's good ambition, great. And if it's bad ambition, bad. So it depends on if it's good and bad ambition. So he said, oh, okay, so there's good and bad ambition? I said, yeah. He said, well, you do know that what disconnected Adam and Eve from our dad was the knowledge of good and evil. And it wasn't just the evil side of the tree that caused them to be disconnected. It was the knowledge of both good and evil, which was a step down from the knowledge they had prior. Because what they had prior to this was great connection, great revelation, the greatest communication with God that you could ever have. And they took a step down from that and they understood something called good and evil. He said, so I'm going to ask you this question again, Tim. Where do you think ambition comes from? And I said, well, I guess it comes from our heart. He said, okay, whose heart? I was like, my heart? He said, you're absolutely right. Ambition comes from your heart. He said, it comes from the heart of man. It doesn't come from the heart of God. Because God doesn't give people ambition. He gives them a burden. And when God gives you a burden, the only thing that you need to fulfill God's burden is obedience. But what you need to do to fulfill ambition is your drive. He said, God doesn't give people ambition. He doesn't have to. He simply gives them a burden. And when they operate out of obedience to the burden, they can accomplish his will in the earth.